Just because I'm homeless and I don't have an apartment anymore, and I lost my apartment last year to a slum landlord. And the real problem with that is that whatever you think won't happen, it did happen to me. The sad part is what it takes is toll on you financially, mentally, psychologically, and emotionally. Everything that you think will turn out sometimes doesn't happen, and that didn't happen for me. Not only did I lose my apartment, I was not able to get another one. I was not able to find another apartment. I have a lot of financial debt because of what I'm going through now. And the problem is that no matter whatever happens, it's going to take me about 6 months to a year to financially recoup, to pay off my utilities, apply for subsidized housing, low-income housing, get my rent that I owed there paid up, and then eventually get back on the waiting list. Now I have the problem of I have a 15-year-old Plymouth Neon that unfortunately 2 years ago I had a bad accident. I had a 2000 Dodge Neon that was wrecked in an accident. The rear end was totaled on the frame, so that doesn't mean that the car was actually totaled. It was totaled by the insurance company because of the year and make of the car, and because the car was a 15-year-old Dodge Neon, which it was in pretty good shape. And that caused a lot of my financial problems and burdens and headaches that I'm going through now, which is that the vehicle now needs a catalytic converter. It needs tires that I can't afford. That's $65 per tire. The vehicle, it runs, but it had to have a transmission, 2 engine belts, the rear wheel cylinder. Somebody vandalized the car last year before I found out that I had to move out. The slum landlord who caused all this problem changed the lock illegally a week prior to April 17th of last year. That's illegal. That's wrong. It's also wrong to threaten and harass somebody with an eviction when they are vacating the property. And affordable homes know that they did this. They know that I did not do anything to cause to lose my home, to be threatened, harassed with an eviction. I was harassed 6 months after I moved out. I was accused by the former landlord, by Nicole Kendrick, calling my cell phone, leaving nasty voicemails on my phone, which I reported to the police and the FTC and the Clean Police, and all because of what they assumed that somebody was doing. So when I vacated the property, I made sure that my personal items and appliance and furniture and other items were out. I only came back to clean out the apartment, make sure the apartment was locked up, and make sure that all of the stuff that belonged to me was out of the apartment. At no time have I returned to 2617 East 110th Street, Cleveland, Ohio, nor have I done anything to Nicole Kendrick, Kevin Freese, or anyone else that works for Affordable Homes. These are the people who have caused me a financial burden, a financial headache. I lost my home. I'm owed a security deposit plus first month's rent for 5 years. That's what I am owed. These people refuse to give me my money. I cannot take them to court legally and sue them. And now I'm in financial debt because of the utilities that I owed there. It will probably take me at least 2 years to financially get back on my feet, to pay my utilities, to get in subsidized housing. And now I need to do something about my vehicle, which also needs to have some attention. My father won't get me another car. So at the end of this year, I have decided that I will get rid of my vehicle because it will not be worth putting any more money into a 15-year-old Plymouth Neon. It just isn't worth the money. What I say to people is this: because that accident happened to me, my Dodge Neon was in better shape. Yes, it was. I could have kept that car for 4 years after we put a starter, put a battery on it, put the exhaust on there. Yes, somebody vandalized that car too, but I put full coverage on the car, not knowing that I was going to lose that car 2 years ago. And the 2-year anniversary of that accident is coming up next month, which still causes me emotional problems, mental problems, psychological problems. I'm not a bad driver, but I'm a very good driver. And this is the reason why I made this video, to let people know I'm 48 years old. I'll be 48 next month. And I'm going to tell you something. I have never gone through so much distress depression, crying, breaking down. I've lost a lot of sleep lately, and that's not fair to me. That's just not fair to anybody. Should have to go through these things, these difficult times, financially, and those are the several things that did happen to me that shouldn't have happened, shouldn't have had to happen to me under any circumstance, even if I had done something to deserve any of those things happen. So that's why I tell people, don't take revenge and retaliate against people, because that's not going to help anything. The best thing that you can do is let people know what's happened to you and have a positive outlook. Even though it does make me angry and frustrated what's happened to me, there's nothing I could have done that would have prevented any of the things that's happened to me in the last 2 or 3 years. And I wish that anybody who's going through this, don't blame yourself and criticize yourself and put yourself down. My best solution was to return to my congregation meetings. Being one of Jehovah's Witnesses has helped me to overcome a lot of difficulties and to remain faithful and obedient as much as I can, because that does help. And the other things are that no matter what I may suffer otherwise, as far as tribulations, personal, mental, or otherwise, even spiritually, I can't just turn around and give up on my life and say, oh well. But taking revenge against somebody who has caused me a problem or a hardship or a burden by losing my home, that's not going to help either, because eventually they will reap what they sow. And as far as the situation with me not being able to afford to get my own vehicle because I have a bankruptcy, I have bad credit, I am not able to get my own vehicle. I can't afford to get finance nor loan. That's not going to happen either. So therefore, the reason why I say I have to probably get rid of my car by the end of the year, it'd be more or less of a financial burden and a headache, because the car's got too many miles. I paid $3,000 because I got $3,646 from the insurance company on the claim, because that's what I pay per year. It's like $4,446 per year on my Neon for 2 years, and that was because of the first car I had it for a year and 2 months. I've had this car 2 years exactly. So therefore, take it from me that anybody can suffer a lot of problems in their life, but don't go and take revenge against anyone. Even though my father won't get me another car, that doesn't make any difference. He doesn't realize him not getting me a car is just going to make me have to decide what I need to do personally, since I still have my car now. If somebody hits it and totals it out, then I can probably get rid of it just for that.